And let's bring in now host of the Chris Salcedo Show right here on Newsmax, Chris Salcedo. You know, Chris, I'm looking at this and I'm saying they're at the table. You know, Europe, they may be having emergency meetings yesterday, but here we are, and both sides are saying there's productivity. The war has to end. I mean, the people dying is just horrific, the numbers. And here we have Donald Trump. From afar, but with some, key players sitting at the table right across from Russia. I don't know how people don't see this as such a major win just weeks into his presidency.
No, I think it is a major win, and we should look at it as such because the United States has a vested interest in stopping not only the flow of money that is going out the door, the United States taking this conflict more seriously, I would rationalize, than the folks over in Europe do, just by virtue of the money that's flying out the door, Bianca, as you well know. But curious statements from Volodymyr Zelensky, which is rubbing a lot of people in the United States the wrong way after millions upon millions of dollars, billions of dollars given to Ukraine. Mr. Zelensky saying that he will not accept anything that comes out of these talks between President Trump and Russia. And he's also talking now about Europe starting a military force of its own, independent of the United States, which I think parlays right into what President Trump has been saying. You folks in Europe need to start taking your own national security very seriously rather than living high in the socialist hog over there and relying on the United States to provide your defense umbrella. I think there's a lot of moving parts to these negotiations.
Yeah, as I say, if it was easy, anyone could do it. But Donald Trump knows that there's a lot happening here. And you're right. And curious, Zelensky says he'll go March 10th. That is days after Trump's March 4th speech to Congress. So maybe there's some political politics going on there as well, because Donald Trump seems to really be taking the lead and having a lot of vision on where this goes next. And Europe, not so much. I want to get your reaction. Within the past hour, we just saw the folks come out in Toronto, the plane crash. And we know that they are trying to figure out what went wrong, pilot error, crosswinds. But on the left, Chuck Schumer is posting that basically, to those asking whether it matters that the plane's destination was Canada, the flight took off from Minneapolis. The FAA was responsible for inspecting the aviation equipment, and Trump just let go of FAA special safety. I mean, this is all kind of getting now bizarre. I mean, Buttigieg piling on, Chris, with a tweet. He says how many FAA personnel were just fired, what positions and why. According to the Trump administration, no one in any sensitive or need, obviously a position that couldn't have been eliminated was. But this is Canada. This is not our country where the plane crashed.
That's very true. Very true. In Canada, you see a lot of issues with the approach on this plane. I was watching some of the new angles that you were showing earlier on the program. They seem to be coming in rather fast, rather hot onto a very slick runway. So, and you know what? It strikes me, Chuck Schumer and Pete Buttigieg don't seem to know what they're talking about. They're saying, oh, this was some sort of instrumentation failure. How do they know? The report of what happened hasn't even been released yet. These people are making political commentary on facts that have not been entered into evidence. And I think we should take everything that the Democrats say. Pete Buttigieg, the author of so many problems, being absent in his position, basically a token position when he was working for Joe Biden. I think we should take what these people say with a grain of salt. They really don't know what's going on, nor have they cared what's going on, even when they ran the show.
No, for years. And Sean Duffy, the new transportation secretary, quick to point that out. Chris, we know on your show you've been tracking a lot of the cuts and the waste that DOGE is finding. A federal judge is allowing the agency to continue accessing sensitive records from at least federal agencies. And today, Tanya Chutkan, we all remember her. She may weigh in on the IRS piece of this. And it looks like she's poised to continue and give them another win here. It's fascinating to see the left sort of also unravel on their messaging here, because this is wasted taxpayer money. And I guess they're upset about it being uncovered. Makes no sense to me.
Makes a lot of sense to me, because there's a lot of corruption in that the Democrats have been vested in. Let's be fair, some Republicans. I mean, I did a little math today. I had it pulled up on the calculator earlier. I think it was 16 or 18 million, somewhere in that range, of people who claim to be 110 years old to 369 years old are getting Social Security paychecks.
Bye.